you could give your younger self your top 3 pieces of advice, what would it be?
What would it be? I would say don't afraid to keep trying things, even if you fail. Just keep trying. Another one, I would say find a mentor. Get someone who would help you. Because, just looking back, I say, wow, well, I've done a lot. I made the long way and, a lot of things. But if I had someone who would be a mentor, or at least someone who could give me a good advice, adult advice when I was a kid or teenager or even 18 years old, that would make my life easier and I think I would achieve more. And number 3, I would say that your family, your close people, really your life.
Welcome to Connecting the Dots. I'm your host, Jessica Carice, and this space is the place where you talk about seemingly random topics, but in all actuality, they're connected together. And today we have a very, very special guest. Her name is Tetyana Didenko. She is an internationally recognized body language expert and analyst and a certified executive coach. Not only that, she's also Miss Worldwide 2024. And I had the pleasure of meeting her at a TEDx event in Miami. And she is so lovely, just trying to make the world a better place, truly, truly, truly. And so I'm so excited to have her here today. Everyone, welcome, Tetyana. How are you?
Hi, Jessica. I'm so happy to see you again. It's really great chance to meet up again and talk about life and everything, how dots get connected.
Yes, the dots really do get connected. They really do. So tell me, what does your day-to-day look like? So you're a body language expert and Miss Worldwide. So what does your world look like? What does that mean? Tell me, I want to act like I'm in your shoes.
Well, that's a little bit unusual because I think the profession as a body language expert is really rare. And also, I mostly work online. So the way how it works, I connect with the clients, or the clients connect with me, and I ask them to send a short video of their performance, or either they are doing the speaking or negotiations or the sales or whatever. And I analyze second by second their body language, their gestures, facial expressions, everything. And then we have a Zoom session and I explain everything, how it works, what impression it makes on people, what reaction people have on that movements or gestures. And we talk how to improve it to achieve the goals or results that people want. So mostly, I wake up in the morning and I'm already at work because I work from home. So that's
Same.
it. Yeah, And apart from that work, I do a lot of workshops so that I have to, to get out of the house. I do some online, but since I got the title, the Miss Worldwide, I also do a lot of charity. So in the afternoon, I mostly go to the events, or I go to do some work with the charity organizations. I help them with their residents, for instance, shelters, or I mostly work with women and children who are victim of abuse or violence, domestic violence. And I work with them to help to regain their confidence, self-esteem. So I help them actually to get back to normal life through the body language. It's kind of the other side, because they work with psychologists and the coaches, and the body language is something on top to help them from the different points of view, different angles, to help to overcome all these obstacles that they had in their life. So mostly it's like that. And during the day, I try to find an hour or something to see my family. And sometimes we have family dinner together because,
So
I
sweet.
have a grown-up daughter. You saw her. She was at that with me. And also she has she has her own family. So we try to get together.
What? I didn't realize That
She's
was
my
your
daughter.
daughter,
That girl, that young lady, she's my daughter. Yeah.
Tetyana. Okay, like I'm 34. I thought you were like my age range.
Mm, I was a kind of like 15 years ago.
Oh,
I'm
wow.
I'm 48.
What? You're 48?
So I'm 48. Yeah, gonna be 49 this year. Yeah.
Oh my gosh. Tatiana, like what the heck? I thought you were like in my age group. Like, oh my gosh. I didn't realize that was your daughter. I thought it was like your assistant helping you out. Like,
That's my daughter. Yeah.
wow, that's incredible. Oh my goodness.
So
Wow.
apart from that, yeah, of course, I try to do like some go to gym when I have time, but at least a couple times a week. Go if I cannot go, so I to do some swimming at least for half an hour or something like. Or go to the park. I live next to the beautiful park, so kind of like busy life. Nothing really um, different from the other people would do, but that's it.
Yeah. Wow. No, that's incredible. You look fantastic. So that means everybody needs to listen to what you say about wellness and taking care of yourself because you look incredible and like your
Oh,
energy is
thank you.
incredible. So wow. That one
I
really
love it.
surprised me.
I love my skincare routine and my taking care of my body and then mental health also. I love sauna, so I try to go to sauna at least
Ah, yes.
couple times a week. So that's amazing.
Yeah. 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 So where do you live?
I live in Miami in
You live
downtown.
in Miami. Okay. 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 So which banya do you go to?
There is a sauna in my building, so I don't have
Yeah.
to go far. Yeah,
Ah,
I
nice.
just I just go to the recreation area where is a gym, sauna, swimming pool. So
Mhm. I recently
makes my
started
life easy.
getting into it because it's in the Eastern European culture, right?
Yes, yes.
Can you explain to me the history behind it?
Well, it's not actually the only Eastern European. There are two different of saunas. Let's
Mhm.
say banya, they call it okay Russian banya because it comes from the times where was I think Tsar or king, related was like 100 years back.
Mhm.
And also there is another one, which is called really sauna. It comes from Finland and it's called
Mm.
Finnish sauna. So the difference is that the Finnish sauna with the dry air, there is no steam in it.
Mhm.
It's just only really hot. And the so-called banya, so there is a moisture. So we used
Ah.
we put some water on the hot stones and well sometimes we boil some herbs so they are healthy and have good for health so we put that on the hot stones and it evaporizes and also good for health for for lungs and also for the skin and it's a good detox so
Yeah. 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 We have like a little small little sauna that we bought from Amazon here. So I've been trying to use that more.
like
Yeah.
infrared or
Yeah,
something
like
like
an
that.
infrared one.
Yeah,
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
this one is also good. Yeah, it's
Yeah.
not
Yeah.
as hot as as
Mm-mm.
banya or the other sauna,
Mm-mm.
but again, you have to get used to it because it's extremely hot. It's like 90 degrees Celsius. I don't know how much is it in Fahrenheit, but
Where's that Fahrenheit? Let's see. 90 degrees to 194. That's hot. Yeah, yeah. No, the little infrared one. Ours goes up to maybe 120, 130 degrees. Yeah.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
So that you just get used to it. You get like stay for 5 minutes and then have some rest and then again 5 minutes and then you get used to it and the body really appreciate that because the
Yeah.
skin becomes so silky smooth.
I have been noticing that. I have been noticing that. Like people have been giving me compliments lately, and I just recently started it like this year. So I'm like, okay.
That's it. Yeah, that's how it works and that really works. Yeah, for me.
I will keep it up. Thank
So
you.
that's also part of my routine.
Hmm. Yeah. And so, like, So you came from you came to the US from Ukraine?
Yes, yes, I came from Ukraine. Yeah.
Yeah. How long ago?
Um, 2 years ago. So in March, it's going to be 2 years ago. Yeah. Actually, the reason why I came was the war which broke out in Ukraine, and so that's the reason why I moved here.
Oh, wow.
Otherwise, I wouldn't, because I had such a nice, beautiful life in Kiev, and and everything was settled down, and I was, well, okay. That's a big challenge, but on the one hand, it's really difficult to start your new life from scratch, from zero, literally. And on the other hand, it gave me like a chance to go ahead, to move, and to be who I am now, and to do what I'm doing now. So I think it's like the medal. There is always two sides. But yeah, so now it's my new home, and that's where I live.
Wow.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. Wow. Because it's funny. I remember we were chatting, like you were chatting about how you haven't seen your mom in 2 years.
Yes, yes, yes. So that's it. That's why. Yeah.
I didn't realize it's because you moved over here 2 years ago. I thought she just came to visit or something and you were already here. Wow.
That's the reason why I haven't seen. Well, we're in touch. We speak in WhatsApp very often. Do video calls, but still, it's not the same. Yeah.
Do you mind sharing like when the war first started, what that was like over there for you? If it's not too painful.
I was in Kiev at that moment, and it started like 5 o'clock in the morning, something like that. And
Mhm.
it just all of a sudden everything started, like so much noise, some explosives, something, people screaming. And I just like woke up, said, oh, what's going on? And my cat was running, in the house like crazy, like what's going on? And I usually sleep and keep the phones on the silent mode. And I just take the phone and I have like 20 or something messages from different friends from all over the world, that's saying, Tanya, why you? The war started in Ukraine, and I was like still, like still sleepy, like 5 o'clock in the morning. I was like, what? What kind of war? What's going on? What are you talking about? And then when I heard when everything started exploding, and then they put this kind of siren, the alarm, and it's like, ooh, and then I realized, yes, that the war started. And it's a kind of thing that you just stand in the middle of your room or of your apartment, and you are just frozen because you have no idea what should you get first, what to do, where to run, what to take with you. And it's just kind of like you just realize that your life starts collapsing the second that you are standing there. And so I just got the documents. They're always like in the folder. So I took them, and I took my cat, and I took a pair of jeans, and that's it. So it was like a small bag, not even like a carry-on luggage, something like that. Because I thought I have no idea, either I'm going to drive, I'm going to walk, or I'm going to run. What's going to happen? I don't know. So I tried to stay as light as possible. So I just took my cat, in this carriage, some food for him, and, just the jeans and, some underwear, fresh underwear, just in case. So that's how I left the house.
Oh my god.
Yeah, that's how I left the house.
God damn. You literally described like a scene from like the world ending.
And you have that feeling, yes. You have that feeling because then when I got out of the house, so I saw people. I don't know. Probably you saw it somewhere in the movies when they said it's the end of the world, or apocalypse or something like that. When everybody's running, screaming, and nobody knows what's going on, a kind of panic. So that was exactly that you would probably see in the movies.
I am so shocked right now. Like, I literally have no words. I can't even imagine what it's like to.
Yeah, and it took me a week to get out of the country.
What did you do for that week?
I was just, traveling from one city to another city because just to imagine, all of a sudden, all the country is paralyzed with the panic. Everybody wanted to get out of the country. And you cannot imagine what kind of collapse was at the borders because the borders, the customs service, so they didn't expect so many people. So some people were just literally living outside, and imagine it was 24th of February, and in Kiev it was snowing and freezing, and people literally lived for 3-4 days at the border because they couldn't go through to leave the country. Yeah, so that's how it was. It took me like, I don't know, 6 or 7 hours just to get out of the city of Kiev because everything was blocked. People was panic. People started, buying all the food because they didn't know what's gonna happen. People started buying all the gasoline, so all the gas stations were empty. So even if you wanted to drive somewhere, there was no gasoline. So it was kind of like literally the end of the world. It's like,
Wow. Oh my God.
yeah. And the first day, I think, the first day the credit cards worked. So people could withdraw some cash, and the next days, it's like, I think half of the day, banking system was collapsed. So people couldn't even get money from the banks. And then they restarted it somehow, but it was a kind of limit. So they could withdraw like $50 a day or something like that, cash, until everything was, settled down and people could at least have access to their money and, to do something, to buy something.
Oh my God.
And if you would go to supermarket, they would have just this empty shelves because people didn't know what's going on, what's going to happen. So the first week was a kind of really crazy. Yeah. And when I came to Europe, I have a sister living in Europe, so I ran there, and she met me at the train station, and she said, "Oh my God, you are so," what's it in English? Well, the message was that I aged dramatically for that week, like I haven't aged, for all my life. So I looked really, really, really awful. Yeah, because of all of these things. So, well, yeah. So that's the story. Not really nice and sweet, but that's reality.
You live the craziest reality.
Well, I'm glad that I'm here and I'm safe, and my daughter and my family is also. Mom is there, but she wouldn't move. 72, and she said, no way, I'm not going to move anywhere. And I understand her. I wouldn't move anywhere at your age as well. Yeah, I understand.
Yeah. Oh my goodness. Wow.
So that was a kind of experience I wish nobody ever would ever have. That's really, really difficult mentally. You have to be very strong mentally, not only physically, but also mentally, because I think that's the most important thing. Because when you get lost in life and you don't know what to do, and the second even don't know how to save your life, because nobody expected that in the middle of Europe in the 21st century. It's like, huh? So nobody was prepared. Bomb shelters were not prepared. People were not prepared. I think that even the government were not prepared. Nobody was prepared. And it was like all of a sudden.
Oh my God.
Fortunately.
Wow. Tetyana, like, how can you even relate to people? Like, how you've gone through something that, at least here in the States, there's never been a war on this.
Yeah, and now when I see people say, oh, they have a tough life or they have some problems, I look at them, I'm like, come on, guys. You have no idea what's tough life, and you have no idea what's the problem. What the real problem is, because you have no idea. And thanks God they don't know, and that's a good thing. That's a good thing, that let their small problems to be, the last problems they could ever have, so that's it. But it's like in I don't know who is singing, what doesn't kill you makes you stronger. So that there is like a point, either you get stronger or you get mentally broke. So it's just, there is nothing between.
Have you ever gone through like something crazy, like prior to this war, prior to you experiencing it? Have you ever gone through like any type of like super crazy bad thing before, or like, because it's like you were shocked into a war. You literally woke up in war.
Yeah, I woke up in the morning, and I'm already there. Yeah.
You're already there, So it's like you had the mental resilience prior to, though.
I think so. My late father, may he rest in peace, he was really challenging person. I would say really, really challenging person. He was very strict, very demanding, sometimes not really nice. But so when I was going to school, I was born in the Soviet Union, right? So at school, we had marks like grade 5, so it was the highest. So right, when I would bring the grade 4, not 5, which is really good as well, he would say, "Why not 5?" I said, "4 is also good." And he would say, "No, I don't want good. I want excellent. I wanted 5." So I end up, I finished school, graduated from school with the honor. So I had only excellent marks, nothing else, because nothing else could happen. And when I was 15, he said, "Well, so it's time to go for you to start learning, live your own life." So he literally kicked me out of the house, but not in the street, but he sent me to study to the college,
15?
which was, I would say, like in another state. Like, I'm talking in America, it would be in another state. My mom was super against it, and he said, "No, the earlier she starts learning how to live your own life and how to manage it, so it's the better for her, because life is sometimes difficult, sometimes too difficult, sometimes easy, but it's different." So that's what he said.
So you know what's crazy, Tetyana? He prepared you for this.
Yeah, kind of. Kind of. Yes. And when I did my college, when I graduated from my college, I'm a pharmacist by my first education. I went to
Wow.
a pharmacy school,
Wow.
but I have never worked as a pharmacist in one single day.
Wow.
I brought the diploma. Again, it was with honor, with distinction, or how would you say it? So here is your diploma. Bye. Yeah. So then I was 18 years old at that time, and my first job was
You got a pharmacy diploma at 18?
yeah, because I started at 15. And in Ukraine, the pharmacy diploma, it takes 3 years, not 4. But at that time, it was 1991. Now they switched to 4, but at that time, it was 1991. So it required 3 years.
Wow.
And so my first job then, just imagine, I finished the college, and it was 1994. And I don't know if you're aware, and the Soviet Union fall apart. I was again, no work, no money, no food, except of no war. But and nobody wanted to take just newly graduated pharmacists. I was ready to go to work as a pharmacist, but nobody wanted me. There were a lot of seasoned pharmacists, you're experienced, but they also didn't have any job. So my first job was in orphanage. So I went to the orphanage to work at the child caregiver. So I had a group of children from the age of 0, newborn, to 12 months old. So there were 12 children in my group, and it was like me and nanny, so 2 of us who would take care of them. That was another challenge, I would say.
Oof.
Yeah.
12. babies.
12 babies.
Between two people.
And I am 18 years old girl. So when I see, it's in United States is, the adult age starts from 21.
Barely. Nowadays.
Barely. Okay, let's say legally. Let's say legally, right?
Yeah,
Legally.
legally.
Legally, yes. Yeah, it was also challenging. I couldn't sleep for 3 months because it was like, I would just wake up, with this, imagine, this babies, and it was my job if some mothers left them in the hospital, they run away or they sign the paper that they don't want to take the child home. That was my job, to go there and pick the child from the hospital and bring to an orphanage. So imagine it's for the 18 years old girl. How was it?
You did this for how many years? You did this for 3 years.
Yeah.
If someone from like my age group who grew up in the States told me this story, that they had to take care of orphanage babies that mothers left at the hospital, and it was their job to go to the hospital looking for abandoned kids every single day for 3 years, they would not be in a happy place.
Yeah, but well, it gave me a lot of experience and really this kind of mental strength. And since then, I did different, jobs. I went to do my business administration. So I started coaching and I worked a lot, in the companies, the business development project, the project development director, or, different things. But since then, I was always supporting orphanages. It was a kind of like, you couldn't, you cannot, cross it out of your mind. You cannot, you cannot just remove it from your life. It's just something that, sits in your head all your life. Yeah. And I did a lot of work, like, well, I was just donating money as well. But when I worked there, I realized that at that age, money don't mean anything for them because they need care, they need attention, they need love. So I would just go to different orphanages, and just spend some time with the children, playing with them, just simply playing with them, just spending time. And it was really, really valuable for them. And now here in America also, when I moved to the United States, I still support orphanages. There is one orphanage, well, it's like a child home, not actually a real orphanage. It used to be an orphanage. Here in Florida, it's called Reside in Hope. It's nearby Orlando. And so they have children who are, again, victim of abuse or neglect or domestic violence. So the children who were taken from their families by social service and placed there. So yeah, last time, I think before Christmas, I was there. I was doing the workshop for the girls from, I think, 13 to 16 years old, for teenagers. Yes, I was doing the workshop for them called Body Talks. So it was about body language, the first impression, how to present themselves. So I was working with them.
When's the next time you're going to go up there?
I think sometime, maybe in April, because now I have a lot of work to do, and this week I'm gonna talk to one shelter here. Well, I spoke to them, but this week I'm going to have a phone call to set up to arrange the workshops for their residents. It's going to be a workshop to teach them to write the job resume, to prepare for the job interview, to teach them how to find the job. Because that's well, I will not tell the name, but it's in Miami, by the way, not too far from downtown. So there is a shelter for women, also with children, who are homeless or were kicked out by their husbands or whatever happens in their life. I don't know. And so I will do it's going to be like a serial of workshops to help them to find a job, to write the resume, to present themselves, to hold the interview. So that was I'm going to be teaching. And I think it's going to happen like in a couple of weeks, yeah, because we already discussed it, so we need just to arrange time and day, so that's a final arrangement.
I would love to shadow you one of these days, like whenever it's appropriate, because like my childhood best friend, we have the craziest story. She passed away a couple years ago, but
Mm.
she was in and out of like, group homes and stuff like that. And uh we grew up parallel, but went
Mhm.
completely different directions.
Mhm.
So
Mhm.
I would love to shadow you like one of these days whenever it makes sense. Cause I would like to see it.
Yeah.
I've never saw what she ever went through in those group homes or anything. I just know some stories.
Mhm.
So I would love to see it and experience it and like be there with you. Cause that world is so completely different to me. I have like,
Yeah.
so I would love to
Yeah.
shadow you.
For them, for the child, for the children home, I think it's it's going to be somewhere in April, and it's usually they don't let to film or to take pictures for security
Yeah.
reasons because the children.
Yeah.
And here in the shelter for women, I don't know. I will ask if that's okay that someone else will come,
Yeah.
or if we can even film or take some pictures
We
or
don't
whatever.
have to film or anything. It's
Yeah,
purely for myself experientially.
yeah,
It's just I really want to experience it. That's
yeah.
all. It's
And
just for
it's
myself. Yeah.
you know even for me when I come to these places, I feel kind of heavy feeling inside.
Yeah.
Being and seen and and prepared and and done and everything, and still it's kind of really something really heavy that you feel like, oh my god.
Yeah.
Every time when I see that, every time.
Yeah. 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 I know it's heavy. Yeah.
Yes, I think,
Yeah.
yeah, I think for this one, which is going to be in a coming couple weeks, yeah, I think we can do that. I will talk to them. I will just
Yeah.
say that we are together. If you want, I can say that you do podcast. So tell me what do you want. How do you want to present you? So they would, but they're very friendly.
Mm-hmm.
The coordinator, they're very friendly. They're very open. They encourage any help that they could get. So yeah, I think they will not mind.
Yeah. Okay. You know what I'm thinking? Like, because I don't want to put, I don't need to film like what goes on there, right? They're kids. But the person who like organizes things kind of to help spread some awareness down here, because I have been networking, a bit more and stuff. And I'm kind of finding myself going down this path. So, and like, ever since my childhood best friend, her name is Cindy, ever since she passed away, like she passed away in 2021, like she's always been on my mind, always on my mind, always on my mind, always on my mind. And like she was on my mind very heavy um this month because her birthday was February 6th.
Hmm.
Yeah, her birthday was February 6th. No, it's okay, it's okay, it's okay. Yeah. So like we're having this conversation. So it's kind of like pulling at me. Like I want to
Hmm.
experience what she went through.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, that's actually the reason why I went to the pageant. It's actually the first pageant of my life. Why I went there, and because I thought I could have, I could talk more about that, right? Because if I could raise awareness of, for this kind of social issues, with the children and with the women also, so that would help me, to knock more doors than I would do, like, like a regular person. So that was the reason why I went there.
Exactly. Spreading as much word as possible.
Yes, yes, yes,
Mhm.
yes. Because unfortunately, it's not easy, like being a regular person and just knock the door and say, "Oh, hello, I can help." So, but with the platform, with this Queen title, it's like I think it just meant itself the idea, to do some charity, and I said that would be a a great thing to do. Well, I didn't know that I'm going to win, but nobody knows. But it was quite a big surprise. I was like, oh, really? I don't know how it's in English, but in in Ukrainian we say that the first comers, they always have luck. So like, so probably yes, it was a luck for the person who did the pageant the first time of your lives. But it was like, even my daughter said like, really? Oh
I don't
wow.
think it's luck, Tetyana. You have a beautiful heart. If anybody deserves the title, it's you. I can't say I've survived a war. I can't say I had to escape my country. I can't say I had to, like, did you know English too, or did you have to learn that here?
Well, I knew.
You
I
knew?
spoke.
Okay. That's good, because like, you had that on top of it. That would have been even harder. So, like, you literally started from scratch. You
Yeah,
were
that's right.
helping to
Yeah.
raise these orphan kids who everybody abandoned.
And it's really, the heart is crying, when you see this. One thing when you just know that, or when you talk about that, right? And the other thing when you are there and you see these children, and it's like, oh my God. And we had some families, by the way, American families, they were adopting children from the time when I was working in Ukraine in orphanage. And so they would come to play with the child that they were going to adopt, and the other ones would cry. So at one day I said, come on guys, either you speed up your paperwork and take this child, or don't come here, don't make the other crying. Because it was really, so they would spend like an hour playing, and with the only one, and imagine the rest would watch it and really really screaming and crying, because they also wanted to be hold on the hands, they also want to be played with. And imagine there are 12 of them and only two of us, me and Nani. So it's, even if I could hold two, I cannot accommodate 12, right? So yeah, I know it was maybe not really nice and polite, but I say, come on, yeah, I understand that you are doing a great
Nobody
job,
thinks
but
about the kids'
look at these
perspective.
other children, because
Yeah.
I cannot stand it. I cannot keep watching it. So, yeah.
Yeah. No, it wasn't nice. No, it's not polite to, these guys, but the kids, nobody can speak up for the kids. And that's what you did. You spoke up for them. Take away a little bit of pain, just a little bit of pain from them.
Yeah, and they were
Yeah.
so different. Yeah, sometimes I think like, wow, it was 20, let's say 25 years ago, something like that. Even more, yeah, because 1994,
It's 30, like
30,
30
yeah,
years ago. Yeah.
30 years ago. So I'm curious how these children are doing now, who they became, what about their lives, how what path did they choose, what profession, how they are living now. So it's, well, I think I would love to meet some of them, at least, to see what happened. I hope they have a good life. I mean, they become a good people. They grew up and educated and good human beings. Yeah.
Well, you never know, Tatiana, because
Yes.
you never know the imprints that you leave on people when you show them just a little kindness. You never know. Like, there were so many people along my path that just showed me a little kindness. And it was enough to keep me going during like some of the darkest times of my life. Just a little kindness, just a ride home from school, maybe
Yeah.
some dinner, maybe a hug. Are you okay? You know, those little acts of kindness are enough to keep people going. And you
Yeah.
imprinted on these kids' life that there is somebody out there that cares about them.
Yeah. That's right. That's right. And I think that everything what we do, I think it comes back to us.
It does.
Yeah. So I'm so lucky to have a lot of people helping me in my life, all my life, entire life, And sometimes they are like just strangers, people who I have never known and they don't know me, but they just tiny, tiny little kind
Tiny,
things to do. Yeah.
tiny.
Yeah. And it already helps you, it's like to feel that, inner strength to go
Yeah.
ahead and to overcome anything what comes.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So
But
whether you know it or not,
I'm
you
so
definitely.
happy. I'm so grateful to everything, to everybody, to God and people around and to this country to be here. Would not believe every morning I wake up and I say, "Good morning, Tetyana. Good morning, Miami. Good morning, this wonderful life here."
And you're allowing other people to experience that little bit of joy that you have finally have in your life now.
Yeah.
You're sharing that joy with people.
I sometimes get very sensitive.
No, it's okay. I'm like trying to hold it together too.
Oh yes, it's not easy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's so beautiful what you do. And I'm so happy you won. You absolutely deserve it through and through and
Thank you.
through. And you know what, Tatiana? This is probably just like the beginning of your story too, like I'm noticing there's always patterns in life with, with everything. And the people who have gone through the most craziest things usually, oh my god, I thought my lash, oh my god, the craziest thing, they're the ones who end up making the biggest impact, like unimaginable. And you are literally just getting started. So I'm so
Ah,
excited to see your journey and hopefully
yeah,
be a part of it too, and experience your world a bit, maybe reconcile
yeah.
some stuff for myself, with my childhood best friend and stuff like that. And
Mm-hmm.
if you could give your younger self your top 3 pieces of advice, what would it be?
What would it be? I would say, don't afraid to keep trying things, even if you fail. Just keep trying. Another one, I would say, find a mentor. Get someone who would help you. Because, I just looking back, I say, wow, well, I've done a lot. I made the long way and, a lot of things. But if I had someone who would be a mentor, or at least someone who could give me a good advice, like, adult advice when I was a, kid or teenager or even 18 years old, that would make my life easier. And I think I would achieve more. And number 3, I would say that your family, your close people, um, really your life. Because sometimes, well, friends, yes, and there's other people, yes, that's nice, but your family is always there for you, no matter how was or is the relationship. Like my father, he was a very tough person, but he taught me a lot of things that I appreciate, and it helped me a lot. Maybe he did it through a little bit tough way, not the way that we want it to be. And but I really appreciate it. So I think our family, our parents, and our close people, so that the people who teach us the most, and they take us for who we are, accept us with all our imperfections and everything. So yeah, because I know some people, they don't have good relationship with families. And I think, how come they're the closest people to you?
Yeah.
So that would be my advice. Yeah, because I remember when I was 15, I was so let's say, not offended. I was angry that he sent me out of the house. But then when I grew older, I realized that was one of the best decisions he has made, I would say, even though
Yeah.
it's really tough.
Yeah, but it prepared you for your life. That toughness,
Yeah.
There was no pity party.
No, 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 no,
There
no.
was none. You
Yeah,
he prepared you for what you went through.
yeah,
Yeah.
kind
He
of.
prepared you for
Well,
what you
you
went
never
through.
know. Life is
Mm,
interesting, challenging,
it
and
is.
full of surprises.
It truly is. Truly, truly is. Yeah. Yeah. It's funny you mentioned the thing about the family because it's like literally like a sore spot for me. Oh yeah, 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 yeah. My family's nuts. But I think like I'm figuring out the proper what's the proper span of distance. So
Mm-hmm.
we have some
Mm-hmm.
type of, working relationship. I
Yeah,
don't want to be completely stonewall, right?
yeah,
Because they get my sense of humor. But yeah, it's like there's like a fine little amount of distance that I'm trying to figure
yes,
out what that looks
yeah,
like. Yeah.
yeah. Yeah, yeah. Again, you cannot change your parents. You cannot change, who they are. So
Mm-mm.
they have their own personality, their temper, their character, and everything. They have their own experience, which I think shaped them as the persons, right? So that's it. Yeah, but I mean, I just realized that yes, I can have a lot of things, to hold because my parents, from my
Mhm.
point of view, were wrong, or I did something wrong, probably. That's life. But anyway, just I try to maintain that, as you said, distance, just that we are comfortable to be at.
Yes.
So that's it.
Yes, that's the key, the comfortable.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm figuring out what that looks like. Yeah. 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 Yeah.
Good.
Oh, wonderful. And where can people find you, Tatiana?
Find me everywhere. Google. Google. I don't know if you Google my name, Tetyana Didenko, you Google and the whole page in Google is mine.
It's so funny. Like, Americans versus not Americans. People, like all the US people, they're like, you can find me here, 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 and then you're like, just Google me. So much.
You know what? Because I can mention okay, LinkedIn, Instagram, Facebook, my website, whatever. But the easiest way, Google knows everything, right?
That's
So you
true.
just Google and you will see all things about me. All my social media, and the articles that I have written. The everything what were published, the press releases, everything.
Yeah.
So you can see there. So you cannot hide. We're living in the world now that you cannot hide. Just Google.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
It's
Oh, I
easy.
love it. I love it. Oh my gosh. This episode was very, very special. Thank you so much for coming on my show. Oh my
I
God.
was
It
so
really
happy to
touched
come
me.
and be part of your show. I hope it wasn't too sad because I,
No,
I,
this
I feel
was
that I told too
incredible.
many sad stories. Well,
No, you like opened up eyes. Like what you described is what we joke about. You understand?
yeah, yeah, yeah,
We make jokes about a zombie apocalypse and getting food,
yes,
staying gas,
yeah,
water, all this stuff. We make jokes about it.
yeah.
You lived it.
I like it. Yeah,
That's not too sad. That's real life.
yeah. The last joke I made about it is in Florida. We have hurricane season, right? Seasons, and a friend of mine they say, Tatiana, you have to prepare for the hurricane season. Do this, do that, do that. I said, are you kidding? Are you kidding? Oh, you need to know how to learn how to survive. I said, are you really kidding?
Exactly. Like a hurricane is nothing for you. Like what the heck? Like just a couple of days without power or water a little
Yeah,
bit. Like
something
that's
like that.
it. Yeah.
I can, I can even start. I can even start the fire. I can even open the can. Without the can opener. It's kind of
You have survival skills.
yeah, survival skills. And I said, okay, okay. I hear you. Yeah, I'll be prepared. No worries. That's my American friends. They say because Ukrainian they wouldn't say that.
No, they wouldn't. You see, Americans, we live in la la land, like over here, like
You have different different challenges in life, right?
there
So
are
you
different
cannot say
challenges.
that your life is easy. It's different and difficult in its own way, and and
It's
also
a
take.
mental game here. In the
Yeah,
States, it is a mental game. The States is a mental game, trying to navigate here. So you
yeah.
have the resilience from surviving the war. So you're able to, become successful really quickly here because like you're not messing around. So
Yeah,
yeah, it's a mental game here. Like to survive, you got to be mentally resilient. Yeah.
that's right. Yes. Maybe physically, to survive physically is easier than
Yeah.
to survive mentally.
It is. It is. Yes. And even the physical stuff, things were all right. That's another conversation. We could be, we could have a whole podcast about that, man.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness. So, oh my goodness. Thank you so much, Tetyana.
Thank
Thank you so
you.
much.
That was
I
so
love
happy to
your
see you.
story.
It was
Yes.
amazing conversation.
Yes.
So
Yes. Yes.
I'm glad we met and spoke about different things.
I promised that I said you have to wear your crown for the camera just one time. You
Okay,
deserve it.
I
Miss
will.
Worldwide, look at that. So
Mhm.
beautiful. You
Okay.
are changing lives. Yes, you
Yes.
are infusing love and joy into the upcoming
Yes.
generation, to the women that support them. Thank you so much for everything that you do.
And thank you for inviting me. It was a greatest pleasure to see you again and to be at your podcast.
Thank you
So,
so much, Tatiana. Thank you
thank
so
you.
much.
Bye.